Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today, the Orlando Magic have signed veteran point guard Joesph to a 2-year deal. Joesph, who's getting to the end of his career, 32 years old, will turn 33 years old before the end of the season, and went to my favorite college, the University of Texas. That is my favorite college team. For football, but so went to UT. Going to turn 33 years old before the next season begins. Was a former first round pick with the San Antonio Spurs, 29th overall pick in the 2011 NBA draft. After one season with the Golden State Warriors, has signed a 2-year deal with the Orlando Magic. He played 26 games for Golden State last year, averaging 11 minutes per game. He shot 36% from the floor and 31% from three, which is the worst since the 2012-13 season, where he barely played in his second season with the San Antonio Spurs. This is a guy who's really in his career has been a good three-point shooter. He is a 35% three-point shooter in his career. And if you look early on in his career, was a little rough, 20% in his rookie year, 29% in his second year because of not playing that much. So, he's probably a 36, 37 career three-point shooter if you do not include his first 2 seasons in the NBA, maybe higher than 36, 37%. The 2022-23 season with the Detroit Pistons shot 39%. 2021-22 season with Detroit shot 41%. Speaking of the 2022-23 season with the Detroit Pistons, in that year he averaged 7 points per game with 4 assists per game, nearly 1 steal per game in 62 games with 2 starts. He was actually a part-time starter with the Pistons in the 21-22 season, 65 games, 39 starts, 25 minutes per game, 44% from the floor, 41% from 3. He also averaged 8 points per game, 4 assists per game, nearly 1 steal per game, and 3 rebounds per game. So Joesph is also very important, an NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs in the 2014 season. Won a championship with the San Antonio Spurs in the 2014 season, was actually, a decent part of that team, averaged 7 points per game with 2 assists per game and 2 rebounds per game that year when they, when they were in the regular season. In the postseason, didn't play much in the postseason, played 17 games in their postseason finals run and averaged 3 points per game in their finals run in the postseason. So, but is an NBA champion, so he's experienced winning an NBA championship with on such a young Orlando Magic team that doesn't have any championship experience besides Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who they just added in. Having a guy like Joesph can be very good for a young roster who doesn't have a lot of experience winning, and Joesph has provided that in his career, playing on great teams like the San Antonio Spurs. I know this is a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, but he's been around some great guards like last season, being around Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Chris Paul. He's been to the playoffs many times. With multiple playoff runs with the San Antonio Spurs, he's even been to the playoffs 2 times with the Indiana Pacers, and had a deep playoff run with the Toronto Raptors in the 2015-16 season, where in 20 games in the postseason averaged 9 points per game with Toronto in the 15-16 season. I believe that year they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, did not make it to the NBA Finals, went down, lost to LeBron James and the Cavaliers. But he's been to an Eastern Conference Finals. He's been to an NBA Finals, or multiple NBA Finals with the San Antonio Spurs, where one of them they won. So, a lot of winning experience. He might not be, a star player or, a great player, but he has winning experience. And on such a young team, they could use a guy like that. So let me know your thoughts on the signing in the comment section, and peace out.